Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review About Fate. And this is a new romantic comedy coming your way starring Emma Roberts and Thomas Mann. And this is from director Marius Balkunis and focuses on two people who absolutely believe in love, very much so, and they wind up having some contention with their own particular love interests at the beginning of the film, and then they're at this wedding on New Year's Eve, and fate brings them together. They both believe in love, and maybe they'll just happen to fall for each other because they seem to be wanting the same kind of thing. And comedy and chaos ensues, and this on this New Year's Day, this is the kind of film where it's just like, it's a romantic comedy. It really leans into the fate, the true romantics. And I think Thomas Mann and Emma Roberts play these hopeless romantics pretty well. I don't think either of them have too much particularly unique to do here, but they're earnest. They do their roles well. You also have a couple fun supporting characters. Their mothers in particular, Cheryl Hines and Wendy Malick, are in here, and they're doing that like romantic comedy mom kind of thing, and they're doing it well. They bring some charisma to the table. There's an interesting setup earlier in the film where how the film kind of tricks the audience in terms of like where both of these characters are at, just so happens to be in the same Bennigans. And I think there's some fun moments like that from a filmmaking perspective. I do think this is the kind of romantic comedy where it's just like, this is not going to be one that's going to convince people who don't like romantic comedies to be all of a sudden like, oh, I'll give more of these a try. But it is, I do feel like, the kind of romantic comedy that has enough here. It's well shot, it's well acted. It's not particularly like overbearing in terms of how it beats you over the head with its tropes and stuff like that. I do think it's the kind of film where it's just like, if you're watching it with somebody who's a hopeless romantic, I think you could sit through it and have a fine time with it. Or even if you just watch it yourself and don't go in with big expectations, and you could be like, this was a solid film. I enjoyed this for what it was. But for those fans of romantic comedies, I think there's plenty here that you can really sink your teeth into, enjoy, get something out of. And we have this particular setup of like this wedding scene on New Year's Eve, and there's some fun, there's gags and stuff like that, and situational humor that all gets set up. And I think some people have a decent amount of fun with this. I thought it was solid. I don't think I'd ever watch it again, but I'm not mad that I did. I think it was an enjoyable, easy watch, worth a go, and give this one a shot, especially if you're feeling a little bit romantic. But those are my thoughts on About Fate. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.